But you guys have gotten 5 straight wins. I don't think it's any coincidence that over those 5 games, you guys have the best defensive rating in the NBA. When you look over that stretch, what are you seeing from your group on that side of the floor?
Well, just being able to get timely stops, one, but then our ability to rebound the basketball, finishing out possessions. The intensity and the way we've had ball pressure has been something we've tried to emphasize more than anything. And Jalen and these guys are doing a great job of applying pressure early and disrupting these guards.
You have the opportunity to sweep this Knicks squad after just sweeping DC. What does it say about just this team's effort and resiliency to, because it's not easy to win in this league, but what does it say about this team's resiliency and fight to continue to battle against a Knicks team like this?
Well, you're very right. It's not easy to win in this league. So I think it's just attention to game plan. I think that's the biggest piece. I mean, playing a team this many times, the adjustments are going to be made. They'll make some, we'll have to make some, but just our ability to stick down and really dive into the game plan to each detail.
When you guys came back from that 21-point deficit, what did it tell you about your team's resiliency as well against DC and just the fight that you've appreciated seeing from your guys?
It's been our identity. That is our identity. You know, we've had so many different situations with different guys that they've all found a way to bounce back. They've pushed through. We're a resilient basketball team, and knowing that there's going to be different scenarios and games that we're going to have to get through, the ups and downs, the highs, the lows, the game of runs, but can we stay poised and can we find a way to get back in the game, whatever that means to do throughout the game?
You know, this Knicks squad has been injured, but what are you expecting from them tonight, and how do you want to see your team defensively perform?
Well, I think it really always comes back to our standard. You know, being able to defend without fouling one. You know, Brunson being out there, he does a great job of drawing fouls. We've got to keep them off the glass. I think they believe they had 22 second chance points in our last game. We've got to make sure that we're finishing possessions with the rebound. And then the last piece is just making sure we're at a high level of communication. They do a great job of moving, cutting, finding three-point shooters, and we've got to get to their bodies and get them off the line.
How's Wendell doing?
Wendell's doing better. He was able to go through shoot-around.
What's the expectation for him tonight, or is it still?
Well, we're going to still see exactly how he goes before, going through that shooting slot to see where he is.
As you guys have risen to fourth in the East, there's been a little bit more national media attention. Is that something you address with the guys? Just how do you handle that?
We talked about it this morning, and that's the thing that we talk about, being able to embrace all expectations, but it's also the standard that we've set for ourselves as a group, and those are the things we've said time and time again. Being able to take care of the basketball, limit turnovers. Can we move the basketball and share it continuously? Can we crash the offensive glass? And then defensively, we're going to do exactly what we know we're capable of doing, being physical without fouling, rebounding the basketball, and high level of communication. So regardless of what people say, we got to make sure we're holding ourselves to our standard on a nightly basis.
This is going to be a hard test against the Knicks, but you guys have an opportunity to sweep them also. What added value or pressure does it come playing here, playing against a team that you know is injured, but also looking to kind of get one on you guys?
I wouldn't say we look at it like that. I just know how hard it is to win in this league, and to beat a team 4 teams in a row is tough. The pride factor comes in, so they're trying to get a win. But we playing for postseason basketball right now, so every win matters right now. Shout out to Chum out there. So we really focus on ourselves and just trying to play to our standard every day, and we know what our standard is, and going out there and trying to execute that, and not really dealing with the pressure of outside or playing in the guard or playing against a team that's hurt. Like, we've dealt with injuries before, so really just focus on ourselves and trying to stay locked in.
You guys came back from a 21-point deficit win against DC. What does that say just about the fight that you guys are having, and say about this team and rallying together to get a win against DC going into tonight's game?
Shows you got to lock in from the jump. It's like I said, it's hard to win this league. So any given night you can get beat. And I was a team that had lost, 15 straight games at the time, and it was tough. That was a game that we couldn't drop, especially if we're playing to the standard that we're trying to play to each and every day and prepare for the playoffs. So it's good to see us bounce back, lock in, and come out in the second half and do what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, how are you feeling physically? Obviously, you don't play on the second night back-to-backs recently, but how do you feel at this point?
I feel great. I feel no complaints. Hopefully, I don't think we have too many more back-to-backs, but just trying to continue to get a rhythm, get my legs right, and just like I keep saying, preparing for postseason basketball.
Harry, you guys have 5 straight wins. No coincidence over those 5 games. You guys have the best defensive rating in the NBA. How much does it, for your group in particular, it start on that end of the floor?
We said that at the beginning of the year. We're a defensive team. And when we come in locked in defensively, we give ourselves a chance to win every night, regardless of what happens on the offensive end. So just continue to stick to our standards, stick to our principles, and staying locked in on the defensive end. That's going to give us a chance to win every night.
Where does it start against this Knicks team on that end of the floor?
What, on the defensive end?
Yeah.
Brunson's the head of the snake. Not sure if he's playing tonight, but prepared, whether he does or doesn't. And it's really us locking in, packing the paint, and getting out the shooters and making everything difficult.